What's up guys, it is Chris back with another watch video. Today we're taking a look at just a bunch of divers watches from very different price points. So I'm starting out with the MRW here on my right. This is the Casio that I filled up with oil, and then moving all the way over to these three watches, the Panerai, which is the Carbotech 300 meters water resistance. This is the carbon fiber dial that carbon fiber case that Panerai make, AP diver, and then the JLC Navy diver. This is a Navy chronograph. It's the only chronograph on the table though. And then we have also the Ventus Northstar, my SBDC 061 by Seiko, and then the Planet Ocean by Omega. So a good lineup of watches here, I would say, from very different price points. Starting with the cheapest, this was $16.99 on Amazon. Like I said, this is the watch that I actually filled with oil. As you can see, the bubble moving around in there. This is, I believe, a 42 millimeter watch, I want to say. It could be a little bit bigger than that. It has a resin case, so this is a plastic case. It has a bidirectional bezel that is friction fitted. It's actually not terrible. In fact, it's pretty tight, so it does move. It moves, once you get it moving, it moves nicely, and then once it stops, it pretty much stays put. Comes on this very cheap rubber strap, screwed in case back, but it is literally just 4 screws that sort of hold in the back. Push pull crown, 100 meters water resistance. You have a day date, and it is quartz. So for $16.99, you are getting a lot of value in this watch. It's almost incredible that they can actually make a watch for $16.99 that you could take swimming. You could go diving with this, light diving, snorkeling, I would say. You probably wouldn't rely on this to go real diving. However, 100 meters water resistance, you definitely can go swimming and take this to the beach and do a lot of activities in the water. Pretty cool watch, very cheap. And then going on to the next watch, this is the Ventus Northstar. This is a fully loomed dial, ceramic bezel. This is 42 millimeters. You get a screw down crown, screwed in case back, NH35 in here. This comes on this stainless steel bracelet. I believe the bracelet's just a little bit of an upgrade. However, not on a bracelet. This, I believe, is a price of $269 with this configuration. I don't know if they actually still have any of these. These might be completely sold out. So this is really from the same maker as Zelos. An incredible value on these watches. They're very inexpensive, but you're getting a lot of really good specs. The NH35 hacks hand winds. Like I said, fully loomed bezel, applied indices, ceramic bezel, obviously automatic, stainless steel case, stainless steel bracelet, screw down crown, screwed in case back. Lots of details here, a little bit of a color on that seconds hand. Very cool, very good looking watch. Loomed bezel, sign crown, a lot of really good points to this watch. You get screwed in links on the bracelet. Just a really incredible value for the money on this watch. Now my SBDC 061. Well, actually, let me go back to the Ventus. The Ventus has a really good bezel action too. Might be one of the best on this table, and we will come back to the other one. Is the other one that has a really good bezel action, I would say, is the JLC, but that's the bezel action on the SBDC 061. Very different. Very tight, a little bit less of a click, 120 clicks. Again, SBDC 061, I have this on an aftermarket leather strap. This is from Milano Straps. Very beautiful strap. However, it does come on a bracelet, and this comes in at around $1,000 if you want to buy it directly from Seiko, and you could buy them in aftermarket for around $800. This gets the 6R movement, which is an upgrade for Seiko movement, so it's a pretty good movement. Screwed-in crown, screwed-in case back. Just the typical screwed-in case back. However, the fit and finish of the case is excellent. This has an aluminum iodized aluminum bezel, I believe. Applied indices, and like I said, just a unidirectional bezel. The bracelet on this is actually very nice. It does have some pressed elements, which isn't great, but in general, a really great value from Seiko. One of the best Seiko divers, in my opinion, of excellent daily wearer. Especially you get that bracelet for that price of $1,000. Excellent daily wearer, and it just looks really good. It looks like a diver. It's not incredibly thick, and it's insanely well made. So definitely a big step up from the Ventus. The Ventus is a great watch, but in your hands you would notice the difference between the two, especially when I have the Seiko on the bracelet. The bracelet on this is really exquisite, except for the, like I said, the pressed elements in the bracelet, which are the part of the clasp, and the diver's extension, which I think is completely useless in my opinion. But 200 meters on here, 300 meters on this watch, on the Ventus, 200 meters on the Seiko. You get Lumibright on here. I'll do a lume shot at the end. Lumibright on here. Very good lume on the Seiko. In fact, I believe this has won a few of my lume competitions. It did not beat out the Ventus, but the Ventus has a fully lume dial, so I really can't say that that's a fair fight. But this, Lumibright is excellent. Really good. Speaking of lume, the Planet Ocean has some of the worst lume probably on the table, I would say. 45.5 millimeters ceramic bezel, screwed-in crown, screwed-in case back. You have a see-through case back here, and you can see the in-house, or sort of in-house, 8500 caliber from Omega. Really nicely decorated, movement. Helium escape valve, because this is a 600 meter saturation diver. Applied indices. There is lume, like I said, the lume is pretty terrible. We'll go through the, we'll do the bezel action. Very nice bezel action on this. And I always forget a little bit how nice the bezel is on this. Very little play in the bezel, but that's what it is. And then the bracelet on this is really excellent. Screwed in links. The Seiko gets pins, a pin and collar system. Not that great. That's another reason the Seiko is not as nice as maybe some of the other watches on this table. The bracelet does lose points on that. However, this loses a lot of points for a lume. But wearability, this is actually a very thick watch. 600 meters, I don't know if I need 600 meters. I always say that. I don't need 300 meters. 200 meters is fine. I mean, really, I only need 100 meters. I don't really need anything, probably, because I do mostly desk diving. But you can see it's 45.5 millimeters on my wrist, and I have a 7.5 inch wrist. I'll throw the other watches on my wrist as well so you could see. The bracelet on this watch is very nice. It's very well put together. You have a diver's extension, which is a little bit of an annoying extension, but it works really well and it's well made. So all of this is milled very nicely. Very nice bracelet in general. So I love this watch. I've had it for a very long time. I've gone back and forth on selling it. I've actually put it up on eBay, taken it down. I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't know if I want to sell it or not, and I just keep going back and forth on it. Okay, so next watch. This is my Panerai. This is the Carbotech carbon fiber case, 44 millimeters. This has the old radium lume. This is old lume on here. It looks really cool. Like I mentioned, carbon fiber case. It's milled out of a solid piece of carbon fiber. Titanium case back, not a screw down crown. This is their proprietary crown locking system. This is like a all the indices are applied, and they're rose gold, and so are the hands. This gets the extra thin movement from Panerai. Very, very cool. A lot of people complain about the legibility because they don't put a lot of AR coating on their sapphire crystals. Oh, by the way, all of these get sapphire crystals except for the MRW, obviously, because that is made out of acrylic. So like I was saying, this gets a sapphire crystal, but they don't put a lot of AR coating on here. Everything else gets AR coating on this table except for, again, the MRW. 44 millimeters, but it is an oversized watch, but I forgive Panerai for making their watches big because Panerai are Panerai, and that's what they are meant for. They are just cool. I've always loved Panerai. I love this strap. This is a really incredible strap. It makes this watch super comfortable. I love the blue accents that match the Velcro strap. I have a few different straps for this watch. Panerai's really are great when it comes to straps. Next, we have the AP Diver. Very, very chunky, very, very thick watch. This is on a bracelet. 300 meters water resistance. This is also, the Panerai is also 300 meters water resistant. Just a classic watch. These are actually selling over list price. I don't really get it. This is a very heavy watch, very bulky watch. Wears very large on the wrist, and I'll throw this on the wrist so you guys can see. Wears very large on the wrist. Very thick, but a very good looking watch. When you're wearing this, it does get noticed. Screwed in crown, rotating inner bezel from this crown here. Hobnail dial, black. Just a very, very versatile, very cool watch, very heavy watch. And then last but not least, and probably the most expensive. Oh, so this, I believe, it starts around $12,900. This starts at, but on the used market, you get these for around $9,000 or $10,000. This, on the pre-owned market, you can get this for under $3,000. And this is going for around $12,000 to $15,000, depending on where you look. And then this watch is going for around $10,000 on the used market, but this originally retailed for, I believe, around 14 or 15, somewhere around there. This has a fully articulated rubber strap. You can see I also have a NATO strap that came with this. Screwed in links. These all this also gets screwed in links on the bracelet. It should for that price. This has actually some really good adjustment for micro adjustments on it. So you could just pull that out and click down, and then pull it back out, and then you can gain or lose about a millimeter or two on each side. Grade 5 titanium. Screwed in crown, screwed in pushers for the chronograph, 1,000 meters water resistance. This is 300 meters water resistant. So 1,000 meters water resistant ceramic bezel. Listen to the bezel action on this. I believe this is a 60 click bezel. Incredible. The best out of any watch I've ever had on my channel. Obviously, this is my watch. I love this watch. It is thick. There's no way around it. However, as you see, this is a comparison between two thick watches here. They're around the same thickness. However, the Planet Ocean is 600 meters. This is 1,000 meters, and it's a chronograph. Obviously, you get in-house movement here from JLC, so you get a really nice JLC in-house movement. GMT on here as well. This is the longest name of a watch that I own. This is the JLC Master Compressor Extreme Navy SEALs Diving GMT. So a very, very long name for a very, very cool watch. And you can see when you unscrew the actual crown, it shows in red here. It's just very easy to screw in these crowns. That's it right there, just like that. And unscrew the pushers. But there's a little like warning colors here. So if you don't see those colors, you know that the crowns are screwed in, so you're good to go diving. Very, very easy. Day-night indicator at the top there. Moving seconds at 6 o'clock. Lume is okay on this watch. I will say it's not that great. I do like that you could sync up the ghost second hour hand to the main hour hand. And the chronograph action is really nice on this. Actually, I don't think this is wound up, so I would have to wind it to do that. And you have a date at between 4 and 5 o'clock. So I'll just show you the chronograph on this really quickly. You could hear that really solid, really nice click. And the reset. Very nice. Just a bunch of really cool watches. Okay, well, there you have it. You can see obviously the standouts here. Definitely the Ventus, because you have a fully loomed dial. The Lumibright on the Seiko is very bright. The ones that aren't so great, I would say, is the Omega, the AP, and the JLC. Actually disappointing because obviously of the price that you're paying for those watches. Panerai looks pretty good. Definitely almost on par with the Lumibright. MRW only has loomed hands. Everything else here is indices and hands are loomed. There is a loomed disc for the seconds on the JLC, and then, like I said, the Ventus gets a fully loomed dial, and it also gets a fully loomed bezel, the only loomed bezel on the table. You have some loomed pips from the Seiko, Omega, and JLC. There is no loom pip on the MRW. There is a spot for a pip, but there is no pip. Yeah, so that's really it. If I had to choose one watch that I could keep for, well, I mean, right now in the midst of COVID-19 and the Armageddon, really, that's going on outside, I would take this watch. This is the watch for Armageddon right here. But a really comfortable daily wearer, the Seiko. The Seiko really does, out of this whole lot of watches, is one of the most comfortable, one of the best watches that I've owned. I've owned a lot of watches. I get a lot of watches on the channel. Here's the Ventus on my wrist. You can see it does fit very nicely. And I'll throw the MRW so you can see as well. Like I was saying, it's just an incredible watch. The best value, definitely hands down, is the Ventus, I think. The Ventus is so inexpensive, and you're getting a lot for your money. It's just a fantastic value. You know, 300 meters water resistant. It's not incredibly thick. And there's the MRW. You can see the bubble floating around there. Just an incredible value. Just an insane value for the money. And I think they go on eBay for even cheaper, but I wouldn't even go through eBay. I would just buy it directly from Ventus. These are cheap enough, and you can get your, a brand new one from Ventus, warranted for a year, and it's definitely worth it. Very nicely finished. But like I said, these two for sure. I really, I have a love-hate relationship with the AP, and I have a love-hate relationship with the Omega. I love my Carbotech. It's one of my favorite watches, especially when I get to change the straps all the time. I love it. So just a out of the ballpark, sort of left field watch with this comparison. Definitely would be one of the watches that I would want to keep. So like I said, everyday watch, Armageddon watch, and then, just a crazy watch that I feel like wearing very often, and I do. That's really it. I mean, tell me what you guys think. These are from my collection, except for this guy, which is going to be going back to Ventus, go back to Elshan. But tell me what you guys think. This is, like somewhat of a crazy mashup of awesome dive watches. This is a really cool dive watch collection. If you guys are into divers, I am, obviously. I actually have other divers I didn't include in this, just because I wanted to keep, certain price points, $16, $300, $800, I think $6,000, but it's $3,000 on the open market, and then 11 or 10, and then 12 to 15, and then 15 to whatever. But 10,000 on the used, and then, so this would be the most expensive here. But price doesn't matter here. I think you get a lot of functionality incredible amount of functionality with these two watches. And it's actually, hands down, the best bargain is this watch. I know I said this watch, but the MRW, I mean, you can't, it's insane for $16.99. It sometimes blows my mind that you can make a watch for $16.99 and sell it and pay for advertising and all this stuff. And Amazon ships it for free. I don't understand. Just insane. But anyway, like I said, tell me what you think of these watches. These are some incredible watches. Very, very cool watches. And I am honored to own them. I love watches, as you guys know. And I think this is just a cool mashup. Please add a comment below. Tell me what you think. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and it is much appreciated. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. Also, there are links in the description below. One of the links is to this MRW or the SBDC061. If you buy one of those watches, I am compensated. Even if you don't buy those watches and you're just buying essentials like face masks or gloves, I don't think they're actually selling those on Amazon now anymore. I am also compensated. However, you are not charged any money by Amazon. You are charged the exact same prices as if you were not using my affiliate links. It just goes to help the channel, help support the channel, and that's really it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I will catch you in the next video.